What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the mods you have to do on your N54 335i. Now I'm currently driving mine. This is my N54 335i. Now mine is single turbo, I don't have a twin turbo anymore, but I've had this car for a while, so I know all the little uckies and cookies and shit that can go wrong. So as soon as I'm home, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over the mods since I've done most of them, and even the ones I haven't done but I really want to do because I know it's something that has to be done to the car. I'll tell you about it and then we can like discuss why every mod is necessary. So I'm not just going to say do the downpipe, I'm going to say do this and this is the reason why. And if I've done the mod I can even show you how it looks, like show you why we need it and all of that crap. Yes, 100%. Cool. So I'll check you when I'm home. Okay, so we're home and we're gonna start the list thing now. I just really need to wash this car because it's so dirty. There are like snot marks there and it's not a good thing. Now, before you say you washing it wrong, I'm washing it like I want to wash it, and I'm not gonna do effort. Most people that do the fancy washing, doing it the right way takes longer, and I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna do it my way. So I'm gonna start the list around now. The first thing I would recommend you get when you get a 335 or actually just any BMW in general is getting an Obd2 cable for this car. In other words, the K plus DK. But don't cheap out. Don't buy a cheap one because it's not gonna work for very long. I had a cheap one and twice while I was doing software the thing failed and I bricked the car. I couldn't even drive the car because I had a shit cable. So make sure when you get the cable, get a new one. Not just a new one, get a proper one. They're a bit more expensive, but there's a reason why you pay where you pay more for it, because it actually works. You want the thing that works. Now why do you need that ass? Look at that ass, it's beautiful, right? I think if you've got a girlfriend, then let her watch this because she's just gonna fall in love with my beautiful. But anyways, I digress. Why do you need this cable? Well, firstly, with most of the mods on this car, you're gonna need MHD to make sure that the computer doesn't piss itself every time you do any mods, because the computers on these cars like to complain and gooi error messages. So with the MHD, you can make the car think that parts that aren't on the car anymore are still on the car. For instance, downpipes. If you put downpipes on the car, she's not going to drive properly, she's going to go into limp. Except if you've got like MHD or a JB4 or something where you can disable the car's laminar sensor stuff so the thing doesn't piss in its pants every time you start it because you don't have downpipes anymore or catalytic converters anymore. Plus, you get the added bonus of being able to do diagnostics on the car. These cars do have a lot of issues, and it just helps if you can find out what the issue is without taking everything apart. Okay. So like I said, first mod, you want one of these. This gives you the capability to do diagnostics on the car and to tune the car. This is a proper one, it's not a cheapie. You can see there, you can Google that and you'll find the right cable. As well as a connector for your phone. So this is a USB to Type-C, so it can talk with my phone. This goes into the Obd port that's in the front of the car there. Okay, so second on the list. These cars are old. And unfortunately, because it's old and it has 4 cats, all 4 of those cats are gonna be dirty as hell. So first ones you get, remove the cats. Firstly, it's gonna sound much better. You might even get a bit more power out of it because you're gonna have less back pressure on the turbos, so they'll be able to flow freely, getting more air through the system. And it's just gonna get rid of that awful smell. I don't know if you've ever started a car with old cats, but it's got a bad sulfur smell to it. Master tip: when you're removing the downpipes, some do the whole exhaust, because your first set of cats is in the downpipes straight behind the turbo. Your second set of cats is in the middle of the car. So to get them off, you're going to have to take the whole exhaust off anyways. And instead of just welding everything back together with a piece of pipe, remove the mufflers, get it off. Then the car's going to sound nice and crisp and loud. And when you drive a fast car, you want people to know it's fast. Or maybe you like a sleeper, but I like it loud. Mine, straight pipe, with 0 mufflers on this thing. Okay, so now you've got all the cats out, you've got the exhaust out, and you've got MHD with the cable, so that you can just tick the box so it knows, the computer knows, you've got 0 cats in the car. Otherwise you're just going to have errors. Okay, so you've got MHD, no more cats, exhaust is done, everything. Next thing you want to do, someone put some software in it. Since you've got MHD, why not put a stage 1, stage 2 map on the car? I almost think stage 2 is just downpipes, just normal stage 2. The car's going to pull like it's never pulled before. Trust me, it makes a huge difference. For that software, the car's going to add probably 100 crank horsepower, which is a huge difference, and you can definitely feel it. Next thing you really should do is get yourself the upgraded charge pipe, the aluminium one. The stock one is just plastic. I'll show you how the upgraded one looks, because the stock one, the plastic one, as soon as you get proper boost, when you do the maps and everything, because I'm guessing you want to modify the car and get some power, as soon as you get the boost up, you run the risk of blowing or cracking the stock plastic one. So as soon as you can, get yourself an aluminium charge pipe, and the bonus of that is when you do that, you can add a blower valve, which sounds awesome. Firstly, it's a huge plus already, and it's just more efficient with dispersing the air. With the stock, sorry, I'm getting tired of washing cars. With the stock recirculation, it does get rid of the air quite quickly, but a blower valve will always just be more efficient than moving the air. Now for the charge pipe that I just mentioned. This is the aluminium charge pipe with the blower valve. So stock, you've got a plastic one here, and this is where all the boost goes. So what that turbo does is it goes through the intercooler, up there and into the intake manifold. The stock one just can't handle proper boost, so you need to get this thing aluminium as soon as possible, and the blower valve just sounds awesome. Trust me, it's worth it. Okay, now you've got the aluminium charge pipe with the blower valve. You've got the cats, MHD software, you've got the OBD scanner, you've got a lot of crap already. Now, one thing that's quite annoying with these cars is their jacking points. Now this isn't something that's going to make the car faster or even necessarily last longer, but it's just going to make it look better. Because the stock jacking points on this BMW, let's say you guys get stuck next to the road with a normal jack. Every time you jack this car up, it breaks. So you get aftermarket, like jack stands almost. that you put in the place where the jacking point is, and you jack it there to preserve the BMW jacking holder thing. I'll show you how it looks now. Mine is already broken. Okay, now if you look under the car, where is that thing? There. You see how broken mine is? I don't know if you can properly see. Maybe the front ones are a bit more obvious. Let's see. You see how broken that thing is? That's because I don't have the jacks, the little jacking points. Now I ordered new ones from Burger Motorsport. They're not that expensive, but I haven't had them before now. So those I'm gonna have to replace all 4, because when I worked on the car I didn't have it. So every time I jacked it up, I screwed those things up, and now it just looks shit. What I would really recommend is replacing this with an aluminium cap, because as you can see, every time you take it off, it gets a little bit, like, you get tools that go over here, but the aluminium one just looks better, and you can put a spanner at the top and just open it, so it's not as much of a struggle, and it looks 10 times better, and it's not an expensive mod even. Now, when you've got an N54 and you're looking at modifying it, obviously you're going to work on the engine a lot. In other words, that thing there at the top, you see this, is always in the way. So this is the stock cowl with the stock cabin filter. Now, Burger Motorsports sells a kit where you can remove this and you just have the 2 cabin filters there, and then you can cut this in line with that there and to there, and then you can get access to everything underneath the cowl without having to remove it every time. Just trust me, it's a lot of effort to get that out. Now, I would not recommend getting the kit and just removing all of this, because then what happens is there's water, your computer box sits down there, and then the water goes in there, and I've heard of so many N54 ECUs just getting water damage because people take the cowls out completely. So instead of taking it out completely, just cut it. Maybe get yourself a second-hand cowl and then cut that one. You can keep your stock one and then put the 2 aftermarket cabin filters at the top. And then the next thing that's quite a big thing on these cars, carbon buildup. Now, because of the PCV valve design and even just the fact that you've got direct injections, that there's no injectors in your intake, it builds up a lot of grime and grunt and shit in the intake itself. So when you get the car, I would really advise getting a walnut blast as soon as possible. And if you want to prevent it from happening again, you're going to have to get port injection. Now the problem is, port injection is awesome and I would recommend it, but it's really expensive. So for your average 335i, it's really not necessary to go and get port injection. Just do the walnut blast every now and again. Now those are the mods I would recommend to just make life easier and get the car to last longer. But if you want to get that power, you know, that special sauce out of your 335i, which I'm guessing you want, you're going to have to do full bolt-ons. Now, full bolt-ons is basically doing the intercooler. You're not really going to see it, but I've got a 7.5 inch 2-step intercooler down there. The charge pipe inlets. I don't have inlets because I've got a single turbo set up. And then, yeah, then a low pressure fuel pump at the back and downpipes. That's full bolt-ons. Then you'll be able to run an MHD Stage 2 Plus software on the car. Remember, you already paid for MHD, so you can just change the maps. It's free of charge. You can even add the burpling if that's something you really want. Now that, me personally, with this car here, with full bolt-on stock turbos and MHD Stage 2 Plus, I got 286 kilowatt on the rear wheels on a dyno. I'll link the video here at the top somewhere. Okay, so that's not bad power. 280, almost 290 kilowatt on the wheels is a lot of power for a car that you don't really spend too much money on. Okay, and then the last mod I will definitely recommend is going single turbo. Okay, so this is expensive as hell, but it sounds really cool, so it's totally worth it. Sell your house, divorce your wife, get yourself a single turbo. Your car will sound like nothing else. I'll put in a few clips. It's going to pull hard, and it's going to be lighter on petrol, totally. Since the turbo only kicks in above like 3,500, 4,000, theoretically it will be lighter on fuel. The truth of it is you're probably going to drive the car very hard, and it's going to be more heavy on fuel than it ever was before. But theoretically it will be lighter on fuel. I actually want to do like a full review on the single turbo, how it differs from the twin turbos. Yes, it's got more power, but there's a bunch of things you are swapping out, like low down torque. The car tends to be quite lazy with the single turbo. Low down, top end it runs, but low down, bit shit. But that's it. If you've got a normal 325i you just bought, this should be all the crap you really need. Most of the shit you don't even need, but like I said, get yourself that cable. That's the most important thing. Get yourself good software, and then just get the cats out of the car as soon as possible, because they're dirty. Clean your intake, because that's also a problem, and swap out the charge pipe so it doesn't blow. That's actually the only things you really need. All of the other stuff is just stuff that makes it easier, life easier, or helps with power. Like full bolt-ons is really a lot of fun, trust me. It's not that expensive, and it's a lot of fun. These cars pull hard. And with the twin turbos, you've got the power almost straight through your power band. It just goes and goes and goes. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I've got, oh shit, that's dirt, that's gross. This car's getting methanol injection and anti-lag within the next week or two. I ordered it, I'm just waiting for it. The previous anti-lag chip I had just didn't work, it was faulty, so I ordered a new one. And I ordered a JB4 FSP controller for the meth. So this car's getting faster quite soon. If you want to see more of this car, subscribe. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening. She's going to get a dyno run. I want to get her on a drag strip. I want to see what the 0 to 100 is on this car. There's a lot of stuff happening. Okay, so subscribe. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers.